Hi, everybody. Today we're here with Dr. Andrew Kirschner. He has a solo practice in Bala Cynwyd, Pennsylvania. So we're going to get to know a little bit about him and his practice. So do you want to start off by telling us a little bit about yourself and your practice, what you focus on, that sort of thing?
Well, I'm Andrew Kirschner, like you said. I'm actually from this area. I grew up in the Bala Cynwyd area, so this has been my home for many years. And I wanted to set up a family practice here from the get-go. And so about 20 years ago, I went into solo practice after a short time with a practice in another area, actually in central Pennsylvania, and set up my practice. And it's been great since then. We offer really personalized service. As a solo practitioner, I'm not bound by some of the restrictions that you have for working for a giant group, which is one of the great advantages. One of the disadvantages is that it's all on me. And during times like this, like we're going through right now, it can be a little bit overwhelming. But I like having that one-on-one relationship with my patients. So being solo practice has been great.
So is that kind of why you chose this path? Like what specifically made you want to engage in private practice or solo practice?
Well, like I said, I worked with a group practice for a little while. And what I found was that they were trying to tell me how to take care of my patients. And for example, I'm an osteopathic physician. So in addition to traditional medicine, I also perform osteopathic manual medicine on my patients. And that constitutes a pretty significant part of my practice. Well, the group that I was working with, when I first came out, they had a physical therapist. So they said, well, why don't you stop doing manual medicine and start sending to our physical therapist so we can bill for all of that. And to me, that was kind of restrictive. One of the things I love about medicine is doing the manual stuff because I have a lot of patients that come to me with back and neck pain, and I have a modality to help them to feel better. And so I really felt like I was cheating my patients, and I didn't like that I wasn't really able to provide care the way I wanted to. So I said, you know what, this just isn't for me, and I went into private practice.
Yeah. And obviously, I mean, we can tell from everything you're saying that there are a lot of different elements that go into private practice. What do you think is the most challenging aspect, and then conversely, the most rewarding aspect of working in private practice?
Well, the most challenging aspect, like I sort of touched upon earlier, was that it all falls on me. I don't have a group of other people who can like back me up when things get really tight. So I find there are some times where I'm really busy. Cold and flu season is hard. This current situation that we have right now is really hard because all the patients that have questions and problems and worries and thoughts and concerns, they've known me for a lot of my patients anyway, have known me for a very long time. And I consider a lot of them friends. So, they feel comfortable calling me, which I'm glad about. But at times like this, it can be very overwhelming. So that's probably one of the downsides. But the most rewarding part is also that in that I've developed really wonderful relationships with my patients over the years. I've seen them, start out as kids and now become adults. I've seen them have kids of their own. And I feel close to my patients, which is nice, it's good to have a doctor-patient relationship like that. They say don't get involved personally with your patients, but if you care about your patients, it's really hard not to. When you've been taking care of somebody for 15 years and you see them, grow up and have a kid and, get married and all the things that go along with that, it's impossible not to dissociate from them completely. To dissociate from them completely in a way that, that would be unhealthy, I think. And so, the advantage is I love my patients. It's great.
Yeah, that's awesome. Over the years that you've been in healthcare, you've had obviously a ton of experience in everything that you've been doing. What have you seen change over the years, different from when you first started out in healthcare up until now?
Well, I mean, there are things that have gotten better and there are things that have gotten worse. There are things about, for example, like the technology that allows us to keep our records. There are things about it that are great. I have access to everybody's patient history. I have access to all their previous studies. I think, things that make it easy for me to get all the information that I need about a patient. But because there are so many different systems out there, there's no real consistency between them. So sometimes you hit these roadblocks where you're just like, hitting a technological hitch where you can't get a study. They tell you the study is in the system, you're looking and you can't find, it's just not there. And it's usually just because there's some, incompatibility between the systems and the way they're trying to communicate with each other. So, that's both a positive and a negative since I've been in practice. One of the other positives that I've seen is that I think patients are more open to a collaborative relationship with their doctor. It used to be where patients would go to their doctor and say, tell me what pill to take, but now, people are more interested in incorporating lifestyle modifications and things to their daily routine for their own well-being. So it's not just me telling them what to do, it's them actually taking some agency and us working together to give them the best, health that we can give them.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much for taking this time today. And for everyone watching at home or wherever they're watching from, how is the best way that they can get in touch with you or your practice to either learn more about you or make an appointment?
Well, you can contact us through our website, which you can post a link for here.
Yep.
And through our phone number, which is 610-617-9355 or 617-WELL. My personal assistant, Turquoise, helps me run everything, and she's there for you, to help set up appointments and answer any of your questions. And, if you're looking to schedule a new appointment, I really look forward to meeting with you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. I really appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, thank you.